Hey guys, I just wanted to share with you one of my more favorite tools. This is a Advantage gray wheel or black wheel. I purchased it originally in this kit, but I have since repurchased just that particular piece over and over. So it goes in your flex shaft. I stick the screw, so it requires a screw mandrel, which is this little setup here. You can see there's a screw on the top of that mandrel, and that's what holds the disc in place. So I'm going to throw that in my handpiece for my flex shaft. I'm going to put the disc on the screw, and then that's just gonna go, I'm gonna press the pedal on my flex shaft to get this to spin. And as that's spinning, it tightens the screw. So I don't know if you guys got that, but there you go. So now that's nice and snug, and you've got a nice flexible edge to polish with. So one of my favorite places to utilize this is to remove excess solder on like in corners and nooks. So I have this bezel here that I'm working on, and I'm leaving this lip around the edge, and all around the edge there are just kind of like a little shadow of where the solder is that I don't like and I need to clean up. You can also see here is the seam. So I recommend that when you use these silicone wheels that you do wear a dust mask. They toss up quite a bit of dust and you just don't want that in your lungs. So there you go. Okay, so that's pretty much how you do it. You saw how I was able to use the edge to get into that little groove there, as well as work the different faces. It's really well contoured and it's got some flexibility to it so that you don't dig too deep. Okay, a couple additional tips on this silicone wheel. As you use it, the edge will dull. So right now it's a nice sharp knife edge, but eventually that becomes rounded and it becomes harder to get into those really tight crevices. So if you ever need to make that edge sharp again, just use a file and run it along that edge, and that will remove some of that wheel and sharpen it back up, so you could do both sides. This also works for changing the shape of the wheel. Say you need it to be a little bit smaller, you could grind it down, or maybe you need it to be a little bit rounded, you could round that edge. So really helpful tip there. Okay, one last tip about this. While you're using it, you always want to keep the tool moving as you're applying it to the surface of your material or your metal. If you pause in any one place for too very long, you could cause a divot to be created in your piece, and that can be very difficult to get out. I always use a combination of short motions, but then also longer motions, just to make sure that I'm keeping things even and distributed in a way that's nice and even. So that's pretty much it. If you guys have questions, feel free to holler at me. Happy to answer questions. I will have some additional videos coming up in the next couple weeks or so with some of my other favorite tools like this guy. Yeah. So talk to you later. Bye.